How's it going, you guys, and welcome to Morning Cup. We start today off with the first story coming out of Peru, and medical officials and frontline workers in Peru have officially gone on hunger strike to declare that there is a lack of funds and there is a lack of safety on the frontline workers' behalf. Turns out that there is little to no funding at all for the frontline workers of Peru, because of which massive new spikes in coronavirus cases are running rampant across the nation. Frontline workers as well as medical professionals have also gone as far as to say that if this financial assistance is not granted to them, that they might not be able to save the lives that they can so easily save. The point being that there are certain stages of the coronavirus infection, and if you're key enough to be testing positive in one of these early onset of the coronavirus stages, then it's rather easy to treat you. But as the disease progresses and as you get even more delayed trying to figure out if you're infected or not, the symptoms as well as the recovery process takes longer and is more tedious. It's more resource heavy. And these resources are what Peru currently is not supplying its frontline workers. We move on to the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom's Prime Minister Boris Johnson has stated that the new variant of the coronavirus that's running rampant across the United Kingdom might just be way more deadlier than the initial onset of the virus that first came out of Wuhan. Turns out that this new variant of the coronavirus is so much more deadlier than the original onset and the original lockdowns that today, out of everything, the UK is facing more adversity than it has faced in years. The UK, being the birthplace of the AstraZeneca vaccine, is still facing humongous backlash when it comes to its actual effects. Turns out that it might also be on a crossroads wherein it is not absolutely certain wherein just one dose or the same vaccine is going to work across the spectrum for all of the various variants of the coronavirus that we today are aware of. 4 to 5 different variants of the coronavirus exist today. Different nations across the world are facing these adversities. But the UK has openly come out to say that this virus strain is way more deadlier than the initial one. What this means for the people of the United Kingdom? Well, this means continuation of already existing lockdowns. As a matter of fact, there are certain places in the United Kingdom where you cannot step out of your house no matter for what it is. But you are not to step out. These are strict guidelines that are in place in the United Kingdom. We move on to Washington DC, and with the new administration in place, and we officially have its first controversy. Well, it turns out that there was a National Guard deployment on the inauguration of Joseph R. Biden to ensure that everything was smooth sailing. Well, post this inauguration ceremony happened, these guys essentially didn't know what to do with the National Guard troops. So they did what they felt was best, and they put upwards of 200 National Guard soldiers into a parking lot basement. That's where these people slept. That's where the troops that were signed up to defend their nation against all threats, foreign and domestic, slept. Troops were being forced to sleep in parking lots on the floor with barely any bedding in the middle of Washington's winter. We saw snowfall on the inauguration. We should also understand that these temperature regulations are no joke. And even if you are a troop, and even if you are built to handle strains in your life, that by no means means that on domestic and home soil are you treated the way that these troops were treated. As a matter of fact, this might be related or this might not, but the point is that upwards of 150 soldiers have already tested positive for coronavirus who are amongst these troops. Now, whether this virus is spreading rampant across every single person who was present on that troop deployment, or whether this is an isolated case of 150 troops, the point of the matter being that even if it isn't, the way that the pandemic is running rampant, this approach by the administration of asking troops to sleep in parking lots in close proximities was not a good idea at all. We also understand the fact that the Biden administration is pushing as hard as it possibly can to get a relief bill through Congress. Biden administration claims that this virus is going to kill an additional 600,000 people if nothing is done about it sooner rather than later, and urges the Congress to pass its $1.8 trillion relief package. Well, amongst calls of unity and amongst calls of rolling out the vaccines being a complete disaster, according to Joseph R. Biden, he said that people are to wear their masks for the next 99 days at least. And immediately after stating that, he went to the Lincoln Memorial for a ceremony and was seen not wearing a mask. As a matter of fact, the White House press secretary was also grilled about the same issue, but to no avail. It just goes to show that hypocrisy is something that exists and is prevalent, but the leader of the free world should be a little more careful. And the decisions you're making about the lives of troops that were there to protect you and your cabinet, I mean, that's just disappointing and disgusting to hear that these people made troops sleep on the floors in parking lots, leave alone anything else. We move on to the United Kingdom, and AstraZeneca, the United Kingdom based manufacturer of the vaccine, has stated that it would be rolling back upwards of 60% of the doses that it's going to be providing the European Union. AstraZeneca had gotten an order of upwards of 80 million doses for around 27 countries in the European Union. But because of drastic logistical issues as well as manufacturing issues, specifically in its European supply chain that is located in Belgium, turns out that AstraZeneca is only going to be providing around 30 million doses. That leaves a huge margin, and whether this gap is going to be able to fill in real quick or not is still anyone's guess. AstraZeneca has put out a statement stating that it is going to ramp up production of vaccines in March as well as April. But until then, it's just hard to put your finger on what is essential and what isn't, which nations receive what doses and which nations don't. Now, Brazil was facing the same issue with the lack of coronavirus vaccines and it reached out to India. The Indian government, as well as the Prime Minister of India, ensured that there was a massive rollout of the vaccine and has supplied Bangladesh as well as Brazil, along with a few other nations, with the vaccines that they require so dearly. Of course, the Brazilian Prime Minister showed nothing but gratitude, as well as the Bangladeshi Prime Minister showed nothing but gratitude. But the point of the matter is that these are just two nations. We're talking about 27 nations in the European Union that direly need this vaccine, and AstraZeneca was their sole supplier. Now, with this logistical nightmare in play, it's just still anyone's guess as to observe where we might go next with the distribution of this vaccine. And without massive outroll of this vaccine, we can best believe that this pandemic is still very much prevalent and it might run all the way to the end of the year as well. Still anyone's guess. That being said, there is a lot that happened in the world today. There's a lot that happens in the world every single day. Consider sticking to this space for all your daily updates over a format similar to this, over your, of course, morning cup. But then again, the formats keep changing, people keep changing, shows keep changing all the damn time. What to expect next from the world, we don't know yet. But you can best believe that we will keep you updated as soon as we know. See you tomorrow.